Hello everyone and welcome to another game I played on Ptcgo. This time I'm playing with my Regigigas Umbreon deck, sort of that I played before to try to turn Regigigas into Team Plasma. As you see here, I'm starting out with Regigigas. My opponent has 2 Deoxys on the field, so safe to say they're playing a standard Plasma deck. So I'm going to attach a Plasma Badge and a Water Energy. After an N, of course, play a Plasma Ball, and I'm going to get a Tornadus EX. Put it on the bench and use a Chorus machine and to get a plasma energy on Tornadus. And then I'm going to end my turn. So now my opponent starts their turn. Here I'm just waiting to see what they do. Probably doesn't want to attack with Deoxys, but he's going to attach a Prism energy onto it, use a Hypnotoxic Laser, poison Regigigas, which is a good thing because Regigigas always does better with more damage on it. At least its second attack does. And he's going to end, which I'm happy for because he ends me into some energy and a catcher. He's going to play a Team Plasma Ball, get a Kyurem. Does he have the means to switch? Looks like not, so he has that Deoxys stuck in the active spot. I managed to top deck a DCE, so I'm going to attach it to Regigigas, and here I'm going to be able to Chorus Machine for 4th energy. So now I'm going to just catcher up Kyurem and use a Raging Hammer for 60, I believe. So now I have a huge jump on my opponent, but I still don't have any Umbreon on the field to increase my HP, which would be very helpful at this point because that would make me essentially really unstoppable since he doesn't have the appropriate energy on the field yet. So my opponent decides to play Chorus for 5, and he gets another Deoxys. So those won't be all that helpful in this matchup, although he can do more damage with his attack based on the number of energies I have, and Regigigas always uses a lot of them. But we see an Ultra Ball and a Keldeo come into play, so maybe he's going to rush in. But we actually see a Chorus machine, so it doesn't look like he has the energy to attack with anyone, but he does rush in. So here I'm going to just attach a water energy. Actually I attached a Plasma Energy onto Tornadus. That gives me 2 on it, so I can start attacking with it next once Regigigas goes down. And I'm just going to hit Keldeo for 80. So I'm taking more damage due to poison, and I can increase my damage output with every passing turn. My opponent is going to Juniper his hand away, or that pretty much means he top decked Juniper, which is pretty awesome for him. And he's going to attach a water energy onto Kyurem, but doesn't take it back. So I don't know what his plan is. If he doesn't attach it to Kyurem, what's he going to attach it to? The water really won't help with anything else. And then there's just me just checking out Tornadus. Pretty awesome. Jet Blast as a second attack, which does more damage for each plasma energy attached. So it looks like my opponent goes for another laser. I think he's just trying to get the sleep because I'm already poisoned, but he fails, fortunately. What will he do? So he's just going to pass. So it looks like I'll be able to take 2 prizes off of Keldeo this turn, and hopefully really put my opponent at a major disadvantage. So I'm going to put Keldeo on the bench and just attach a Plasma Badge and a Water Energy onto it, just in case I want to attack with it. I'm going to Raging Hammer for 100. Again, I still don't have Umbreon in this deck, which I use to increase HP for any Plasma Pokemon I have, but apparently I don't have enough draw cards to get into that particular Pokemon. So I take my first 2 prizes. My opponent promotes Deoxys. I have 120 HP left. So will he be able to take the knockout? Yep, because he was able to attach a Prism. So there goes Regigigas, and now we're even on the prize trade. I get a laser. I'm going to poison Deoxys, put a Keldeo down on the bench and attach a Floatstone onto it, and attach a DCE onto Tornadus so I can start attacking with Jet Blast And with the two prism energies, two team plasma energies I have right now, I can do 120, and he'll take 10 more due to poison. So we see another plasma Kyurem hit the bench, and an Ultra Ball comes into play for another Keldeo. So it's probably going to rush in just to clear that poison and hope to slow me down. But so far he has not attacked with Kyurem, which is pretty surprising for a Team Plasma deck to rely on the other attackers, at least the ones he's using specifically. And again, we see my opponent sort of wait a bit to attack. And I'm still without any Umbreon at this point, so I'm guessing I probably have one prized, or I don't know. Some more waiting on my opponent's end, but we finally see a Chorus machine. It looks like he was unable to get anything, or maybe he chose not to get anything. But the Chorus machine was burnt. So he can't knock me out with Deoxys. He can knock out Eevee if he chooses to capture it, but instead he just goes for 120 damage on the active Tornadus. I keep on getting those two guys confused. And I'm going to go for Jet Blast again for 120 and the knockout. So now I have two more prizes to take, and I have a 2-prize lead now, 2-4 at this point. And I get nothing too spectacular off my prizes. My opponent finally promotes Plasma Kyurem, and he's going to be able to take the knockout right now, but he's going to take a Team Plasma Ball, get another Deoxys, so this will be his 4th, and he's going to hit me for 60 and hit something on the bench for 30 because he's using Frost Spear, which is probably the smart play, and he hits Keldeo for 30, and I lose my active. I'm going to promote the Keldeo with the Floatstone to the active spot just to be able to retreat. Here I got a computer search so I can get an Umbreon in play if I wanted to, although I don't think it's the best play here. I'm just going to rush in with a Keldeo with a Plasma Badge and Secret Sword for 90 and just knock it out. I don't really want him to start targeting my Eevee and Umbreon because, I don't have Regigigas, so I think I've given up on the Umbreon strategy at this point. So my opponent promotes his second Plasma Kyurem, and he attaches a Floatstone onto his bench Keldeo. I don't think he can knock me out unless he can get more energy in play, but I don't think he will. Seems to be having trouble doing that. He benches another Plasma Kyurem, and he's probably going to Frost Spear for 60, but we see a Skyla, maybe for a catcher or a supporter. He goes for Professor Juniper, so he'll be able to refresh his hand next turn. And he actually had the catcher in hand, so he is going to go for Eevee, so thank goodness I didn't evolve it into Umbreon. That probably would have been just tempting him to catcher that up and stall, or try to knock it out. So here I get another water energy, so that's going to allow me to do 110, and I can laser here to increase the damage to do 120 in between turns, put down Mewtwo, and then I'm going to computer search for, I think, a Juniper to see if I can hit anything that will help me complete this and actually win the game on this turn. So yeah, I'm going to take the Juniper, and I get another laser, but that won't win me the game. I really need to just wait the next turn and win it then if he can't knock me out. He fortunately stays asleep, so he's probably going to rush in with Keldeo and Floatstone and retreat, but into what? That'll be the big question. Fortunately, I do have Skyla in hand, so I should be able to get me a catcher and just catcher up whatever I want to knock it out. He plays a Juniper. He was able to Skyla for a last turn. But But at this point, I think his best bet is to keep Keldeo on the active, not knowing what I have in hand. And because if he risks attacking me with Kyurem, I'll just be able to return the knockout. And unless he can attach a water energy and secure the knockout himself. So we're both just really one card away from the win. If he has a water energy, he can win. It doesn't look like he does, so here I'm going to Skyla, just like I said for the catcher. I'm going to catcher up Black Kyurem, or sorry, Kyurem, Plasma Kyurem, and just go for the knockout. So that's the end of this game. So thank you guys for watching. Clearly Umbreon was not really useful in this deck. It didn't come into play, but I was able to win nonetheless. And stay tuned for more videos later on in the week.